Sam Bankman-Fried has just been released on bail at $250 million, and the BNB Chain has just surpassed Ethereum. This is your Altcoin Buzz news. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody Buffington. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we drop our latest content. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Altcoin Buzz IO. And as always, this is not financial advice, and we wish you the best of luck in your crypto ventures. And don't forget, for a limited time, our Altcoin Buzz Access group is free. And while it is, you can get our great weekly market and NFT update reports from our amazing research team. Check them out for free now. The link is in the description below. Now, let's get into the news. Bitcoin was flat over the past 24 hours on a day where US stocks sold off. Positive economic data rekindled fears that the Federal Reserve may need to keep tightening monetary policy longer than expected, a trend that put downward pressure on risk assets all year. Messari's CEO Ryan Selkis wrote, "The market's direction is still all about macro and regulation. The resting market sentiment is that we will have a recession in 2023 with some debate over its potential magnitude. The market also seems to trust that central banks will continue to tighten until inflation is under control. Though contrarian, there are still some investors who think it's most likely that the Fed will pivot once the recession gets really bad and accept a multi-year high inflation in lieu of a depression or global reserve currency crisis." Avalanche, a Layer 1 blockchain, is closing out the year strong with the final Avalanche Go release of 2022. Avalanche Warp Messaging, AVM, is rolling out in Avalanche Go Banff 5, bringing fast, reliable, native communications to all Avalanche subnets. AVM is available today in both the Golang and Rust VM SDKs for use by any VM builder. Soon, this capability will be rolled out to the subnet EVM, giving subnet creators native cross-chain communication capabilities out of the box. Prior to the release of BAMP 5, subnets were already a leading solution to help scale custom blockchain networks. Subnets gave anyone the power of Avalanche along with the full customizable parameters and rule sets that catered to the unique needs of every development. No longer do permissionless dApps have to compete with others for infrastructure resources, and no longer do large enterprise deployments have to worry about the compliance, as they can be programmed in a permissioned environment. Avalanche has been making some big strides lately, and they've even had $65 million of Bitcoin bridged to it so far. Sam Bankman-Fried, the former billionaire who has since claimed to be worth no more than $100,000, is out of jail on a $250 million bond. Sam Bankman-Fried's bail was approved, and he will live with his parents in Palo Alto, California. Bankman-Fried's release was secured by equity in his parents' Palo Alto, California home, and a long list of requirements was included for him to remain free while he faces charges. He's not allowed to make financial transactions for more than $1,000, can't open new lines of credit, can't leave the house except for exercise, and must go through substance abuse and mental health treatment, according to the agreement. The U.S. Magistrate Judge Gabriel Gorenstein in a federal district court in Manhattan approved the bail proposal, adding that Sam Bankman-Fried will require strict pretrial supervision, including mental health treatment and evaluation. Sam Bankman-Fried is known to suffer from depression and takes prescription medications. Bankman-Fried's release agreement is an appearance bond, a promise to comply with specific restrictions while awaiting trial and to show up when the time comes. He had to put up 10% of the bail amount as collateral for the bond, but no actual payment was required. The sky-high personal recognizance bond is meant to reflect the gravity of Bankman-Fried's alleged crimes and deter the former FTX CEO from jumping bail. Still, Bankman-Fried will have to secure the signatures of at least 2 additional individuals with considerable means, one of whom cannot be a family member, according to the case's judge. Whether Bankman-Fried has identified 2 additional signatories remains unclear, but he must do so before the January 5th deadline. The cooperation of Ellision and Wang, who admitted to playing active roles in the company's fraud, is likely to be key in the case against Bankman-Fried. They've admitted that the senior management was aware of lawbreaking in the movement of customer funds between the 2 firms. Bankman-Fried has already given up his passport, and he'll be fitted with a tracking device. His parents will have to secure the bail with their home equity arrangement by January 12th. Sam Bankman-Fried's ex-girlfriend and the co-founder of FTX have each pleaded guilty to criminal charges and are cooperating with prosecutors, U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said on Wednesday. Ellison pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud on customers of FTX, conspiracy to commit wire fraud on lenders of Alameda Research, conspiracy to commit commodities fraud, conspiracy to commit securities fraud, and conspiracy to commit money laundering, according to the court documents. Together, the 7 accounts carry a maximum sentence of 110 years in prison. Wang pleaded guilty to 4 counts, conspiracy to commit wire fraud on customers of FTX, conspiracy to commit commodities fraud, and conspiracy to commit securities fraud. The court document stated he faces up to 50 years in prison. The plea deal between Ellision and the Office of the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York was published on December 21st. According to the document, the former Alameda executive will be spared of all major charges. The attorney's office agreed not to prosecute Ellision on any of those 7 accounts in exchange for her full cooperation, the complete disclosure of all the information and documents demanded by prosecutors. The agreement does not provide any protection against any other charges that Ellision might face from any other authorities. It also excludes a possible prosecution for criminal tax violations should they be revealed by the court proceedings. The federal prosecutors agreed not to object to Ellison's release under the bail conditions involving a $250,000 bond, a restriction on leaving the U.S., and surrendering all travel documents. FTX, under new CEO John J. Ray III, filed a motion in the U.S. bankruptcy court on Thursday to enforce an automatic stay or extend the stay orders on Sam Bankman-Fried's 56 million shares of Robinhood markets, worth $440 million. FTX investigation indicates Robinhood shares are the property of the crypto exchange company and affiliates. According to a court filing on December 22nd, FTX has filed a motion in the U.S. bankruptcy court for the District of Delaware. The exchange claims Robinhood's 56 million shares that Sam Bankman-Fried bought are the property of FTX, and the shares must stay locked until the resolution of competing creditors' claims. The BNB chain is now the largest Layer 1 blockchain in the world by unique addresses outside of Bitcoin. According to Etherscan, Ethereum currently has over 217 million unique addresses. By contrast, BNB Chain has over 233 million unique addresses. The statement was made as part of BNB Chain's year in review. The post also highlighted other significant milestones that BNB Network has reached over the past year. The network capped out at 9.8 million transactions per day in May and reached 2.2 million daily active users in October, with daily active users being defined as the number of unique addresses per day that interact with a smart contract. The developers credit the network's success in 2022 to several initiatives implemented this year. The BNB sidechain protocol allowed decentralized application developers to run their dApps on separate shards of the network, reducing congestion and lowering transaction costs. Secondly, the team funded a builder grant and $10 million incentive program for dApp developers, which led to more dApps being created for BNB Chain and then in turn attracted more users. Cardano has witnessed some major price movements over the last few months of the collapse of FTX. Last month did not stop the Cardano Shark addresses from accumulating, according to on-chain data provider Sentiment. Over 4 billion ADA coins are being held by this group of Shark addresses. Key Cardano Sharks have been accumulating steadily since June, and they've taken this level of dip buying to a new level since the FTX fallout in early November. Addresses holding 10 to 100,000 ADA have added $83 million worth of coins since November 7th. The number of transactions on Cardano this year jumped 139%, reaching 57 million. Similarly, the overall number of wallets has surged by 47% to 3.8 million. Overall, the blockchain is performing pretty well in terms of new developments. That's it for your Altcoin Buzz news update. I'm your host, Cody Buffington. Thanks for watching.